Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about GOP ads targeting GOP senators. In a push to get Trump's nominees approved as quickly as possible, the Republican-aligned group Heritage Action is launching an ad campaign to put pressure on Republican senators who have voiced their objections. The ad campaign is planned to run until at least Inauguration Day. It looks like it's going to try to encourage people to sign a petition asking senators to confirm Trump's picks quickly. The reported targets of the campaign are 9 states, but inside those states sit the senators that we talked about recently as those most likely to oppose Trump's picks. Senators in the states being targeted include Senators Bill Cassidy, Susan Collins, Joni Ernst, Mitch McConnell, Lisa Murkowski, John Thune, Tom Tillis, and Todd Young. Senator-elect John Curtis of Utah looks to be on the list as well. So, why is the Republican infighting, however mild it might be, already showing up, and more importantly, going public via ads? The answer is simple. A lot of Trump's picks are wobbly. The word doomed has been used to describe some of them. If there isn't a lot of solidarity over on the Republican side of the aisle, the confirmation process will turn into lengthy hearings. Those hearings could derail candidates. But more importantly, for Republicans, the hearings will eat up time. It is incredibly important for Republicans to get the major legislation they want through before the voters might be impacted by any of the policies Trump is saying he'll enact on day one. If there's a lot of time spent trying to confirm nominees, the GOP agenda gets pushed back on the calendar. If, hypothetically speaking, Trump was to sign a bunch of executive orders on day one, and those orders start to show negative effects for voters while the Senate is debating nominations, it will undermine their ability to move forward with larger pieces of legislation. Trump's promised economic moves were moves he promised would benefit the people. But experts widely see the moves to be disruptive, and many would say harmful. If those disruptions occur quickly, it might sour voters on the idea of supporting legislation Trump is backing. If representatives and senators vote to pass legislation voters have soured on or are doubtful of, the Republican majority will be in jeopardy at the midterms, especially if the legislation is seen as making things worse. One of the big problems Republicans face is that their economic plans, even if they work, would require a painful economic period. Even supporters of Trump's policies admit to that. Elon Musk, who is slated to head up Trump's advisory committee on cutting the budget, said, quote, "You know, that necessarily involves some temporary hardship." Now, for the record, I agree with the economists who believe their economic policies are going the wrong way. But even if it is the right way, the one thing Republicans know is that Americans generally don't understand the economy. The GOP just used that fact to defeat the Democratic Party. Under a president who oversaw the most robust economic recovery of G7 nations, the GOP actually used the fact that most Americans don't understand the economy to take the presidency away from the party who is leading the recovery and hand it back to the person who had a whole lot to do with the state of the economy people were complaining about. Temporary hardship is unlikely to fly when you ran on the economy. They have to act fast to get their agenda in place, because senators and representatives might be unwilling to make those votes as the midterms near. So, Trump isn't even in office yet, and the next class of rhinos has already been identified. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.